me, boy! Because it doesn't happen many times, and you won't get away with it. Now, you want to stick your nose in my business? Well, I am begging you. I'm begging you to come on, warrior! Come to me face to face! Come face to face to the man that rules the world.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Work Title Sports Show. You know, let's kick things off with wrestling because I hate leaving it last because I feel like my energy is like tapped out if we don't start it first. But Survivor Series is coming up. We getting the bloodline battle of all bloodline battles. I'm laughing how much we predicted this.
Pure love in my heart. I say this with pure love in my heart.
Mhm.
I am sick and tired of seeing all you island Negroes. I am tired of seeing
sir. Island Negroes plus two white guys.
Don't be racist. Yeah, you coconut eating ass. I'm so sick of seeing y'all swimming out in the middle of the ocean, getting shrimp looking. Boy,
the ladies love seeing all these Samoan guys in the ring.
I will say this is a weird thing that we all wanted. I didn't want it because I knew how.
Look, I'm part of the reason why. Like, D laughed at me when I put that post up a few years ago when it was like New Day versus the Bloodline and shit, where I was like, yes, black excellence. And D just laughed at the post. I'm like, dude, you don't understand. I wanted this. I know how it's going to end, but fuck it. Can we just get the guy?
I think how black people, we got this weird way of adopting Samoan people.
Hey, they married some fine ass black women. So hey,
I find that very funny.
That is, hey, you look up all them. You see their wives and girlfriends. It's like, damn, black as hell. Like, all right,
we need black women. These niggas are Saiyans and need a strong backbone.
But nah, Survivor Series is going to be interesting seeing the bloodline.
The bloodline getting CM Punk is one of the weirdest things ever, man.
Especially when Seth is like right there.
Huh?
Especially when Seth is like right there. Like,
no, for me, the problem is that I knew when Paul Heyman showed up, a part of me was like, watch, CM Punk is going to be in this match somewhere.
Because he's a Paul Heyman guy, obviously.
That's all it took. We don't need too much we don't need that much connective tissue. That's what we're going.
I just find it funny that Bronson Reed is just there because Samoan. That's why.
Bronson. That's what I'm talking about.
It's like, hey Bronson, what are you doing here? Samoan.
There was this thing years ago. I remember hearing the family making sure that everybody know that Samoa Joe wasn't related to them, and for me to see Bronson Reed in this match is like, but Samoa Joe could be a and a part of me think like, well, if Joe was still in WWE, would he be? I'm like, I don't know. That's hard to say, man.
Samoa would be like, yo, who am I choking out? Let's go. That's really all it is, But I like
weird to me. It's already bad enough. That Roman, the Usos, and all them wrestling that. Like, now here's the thing. Because I always think this in wrestling, where you go after this. Now, yes, we can see the people that are in this match, and we can imagine storylines are going to be created within that whole thing. But really, who's going to win that match? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's like, who's going to benefit? Did you give it to the Bloodline, or do you give it to the Bloodline OG? Like, who do you give it to? Who does that win? How do you keep extending this and stuff? And what's Bronson's reason there? And just
seeing the heel, let's say the faces just win this thing and off into the sunset with nothing after it. It feels wrong.
Yeah.
It feels wrong, especially in this type of WWE, how they are really trying to make these stories pop a lot harder. And especially if they're still going to go forward, we're going to Netflix in the following year.
Netflix needs to clean this shit up.
Apparently is in the air now. Which
it is in there?
But I believe. Huh?
You said it's in the air now with Netflix?
I don't believe.
Is it because of the Tyson Jake Paul thing?
Yeah, number one. Yeah. But I don't know how serious it is. Let me put it that way. I'm not trying to speculate and say, oh man, they're gonna lose the shit. No,
but I mean, that fight did kind of bring up question marks on like the nature of the WWE deal, because it's like, if you're gonna be the streamer for WWE, you need to be halfway competent on the streaming, because then it just makes people question what's the point of me having this? What's the point of me having this shit? Because when it was on Peacock with WWE Network, it was great. But now,
but they never really. They play live events all the
Yeah.
time. Same thing on Peacock and all the rest of that. So it is kind of funny that they can't get that right. I think they. Well,
we'll see.
this is what I also hear. That the problem that they had with the Jake Paul shit, they ain't the first time they showed something live and they had the same fucking problem.
Yeah, that's true. But D, the ladies are getting an IC title.
Yeah, I saw that. They got the little IC title, and it's just there. I think it's overstated how much the women deserved it and how much they have been the workhorses of WWE. In my opinion, and this is just D, y'all don't have to agree with me on it. Lately, not really, but they have in the past. It's been kind of.
It's like, oh, good matches. Oh, good matches.
I'm being funny, but I blame Jade.
Well, Jade
I say that only for one reason. Hold on. Stay with me. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. I wasn't even going to put that disrespectful picture up. But when it comes to Jade, I say this not as like, oh man, she's bringing down the quality. No, I feel because she has to be beside Bianca, it kind of killed the monster that she really could have been. And right now it's fine because she's still trying to learn the ropes and all the rest of that shit. Clearly, they're still trying to find something that fits her. That's not a bad thing, but it just makes me think: what if they would have had and just said, "Fuck it, let's make her a star."
Yeah, I mean,
let's just give her unbeatable powers for the next few months. But with her being with Bianca, like I said, slowed her down, which is something that I think she needed. So whatever. We're still not. I told you I'm not going to get my full thesis on her until next year. So
I will say this though, low key banger match on the men's side that's been bubbling. Sheamus and Ludwig, they have been beating the shit out of each other.
Sheamus Ludwig versus
Braun Breaker for the IC title. I think Ludwig might end up getting the IC title. I feel.
I don't know.
I like Ludwig.
I know they're going to be Sheamus. I say that shit. He wins it, but no, I don't think it's going to be Sheamus.
I think Ludwig might get it. I mean, that would be great.
Coming back the way he did, and I think they really want him to work. You know what I mean? They really want him to work as a singles wrestler. We'll see.
I mean, he got the same that's gonna be good. I think they're trying to Ludwig and Gunther kind of had that same demeanor. So I guess with that whole stable, it's like, oh, he got the IC title. Oh, he has the world championship title. All right, cool. We got something here.
I feel like you could do something with that too, but I think Gunther Damian though, I think that's gonna be a decent match. I'm not really expecting too much out of that. Just to be honest with you, I'm gonna hopefully
two big men.
That's what I'm saying. Hopefully, it actually works out in the way I think it's going to work out. It's actually really, really a good, hard-hitting match. I have no expectations of that, so we'll see. Speaking of matches, I have no expectations for, and it's just because I don't know what they're going to do. Is LA Knight versus Shinsuke. Shinsuke showed back up, which
beating the shit,
which confirms what I told everybody. Shinsuke wasn't going nowhere because I heard his contract was coming up. I was like, he ain't going nowhere. He not. I know my son just yelling like a maniac. I know.
I mean, look, we all knew. I think one of the funniest things about wrestling is how people put projections on wrestlers, and I think we've talked about this since since Shinsuke stepped foot in the WWE, people had expectations of what Shinsuke should be. And they're like, and I'm like, guys, you're taking away the autonomy from this guy. He has been beating his ass in New Japan. He's just trying to chill in WWE and just take it for what it is.
Yeah. I think I think a lot of people need to do that. I get it because they never really capitalized off of the Royal Rumble. Again, a lot of the stuff, I hate doing the old-fashioned blame Vince, but blame Vince. I really mean that. Blame Vince for a lot of the shit. if you can sit and believe the story that Vince purposely wouldn't say buried, but made sure that Cesaro was never champion and certain people were never champion, certain people got pushed a certain way. If you believe all that, what makes you can't believe that Vince wanted Shinsuke to get close but never win it?
I need to chime in as the face of the company. No, it's like
Because
course.
yeah, that's the way that Vince always rolled, man. So it's
Yeah.
really hard to tell.
Does
man.
it suck?
Oh,
Yeah, it sucks. It's what it is and stuff. I mean, it sucks just as much as New Day beefing and maybe
which,
splitting.
by the way, as of we're talking
may
about,
or may not split. Don't know.
yeah, this is a may or may not. Next week is their
10 years
10th anniversary, and I saw them beefing this past Monday.
That was a good segment. I ain't gonna lie.
My kid's heart. It's breaking my kid's heart.
Oh
So,
man, that segment was just like, oh, like, but the optimist in my head is like, what if Big E comes back and just diffuses this whole thing? Like, hey guys.
That's what a lot of people's thinking. A lot of people are thinking that when Big E shows up, they're gonna hug it out, or they're gonna have an amicable breakup,
or a temporary breakup like the Usos, and Usos are back together now.
Or something real special happens. Big E actually comes out in tights and rustles.
I mean, Big E's been
not
quiet.
happening. Let's make it very clear. That's not happening.
Big E has been very quiet, so it's just like, hey,
he has been very quiet.
So it's like, who knows?
He's been enjoying life. He pretty much has found a girl he's really, really super in love with. So
yeah, Mia's sister.
Yeah, Mia's sister. That's hilarious. How these two are already annoying. So it's but yeah. I mean, I am interested in seeing how they're gonna finish that off, man. But I think it ain't gonna be if they are gonna break up. I don't know how they're gonna break up. Like New Day I think New Day wants to make theirs memorable and special.
Yeah.
If they break up, if we're gonna break up, we gotta make it look like a meteor hit and we hate each other, or this is going to turn off into some type of feud, whatever like that.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way you could do it.
Oh, Xavier and them probably had that mandate. Like, if you want us to do this, can we at least do it right? Or can we something? Because it's
and I'm also thinking that they're probably not going to break up where they actually, I don't know.
It's hard. I mean, but I do appreciate like Xavier and them having that autonomy on how they want the group.
I'm mad that both of these dudes going at each other made points. I'm mad that like I do X is going to bring up Kofi losing in 6 seconds.
Oh,
but I was with Kofi. Let's stop all that. I was already going to the Hall of Fame. You came to me. I'm like,
I gave you the IC opportunity.
As you got.
I gave you the IC opportunity. I gave you the IC opportunity. What did you do? Squandered it. Like, goddamn.
I'm like, yo, Cove, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. I was like, and I was still like, yo, Xavier, you letting a dude with no chest definition kill you right now. What does that say about you?
Speaking of which,
so we'll find out what happens.
So AEW, I've been keeping up with it, and the Hurt Syndicate is doing great. I've been digging. Yeah, I know. I'm laughing at our joke from last week. It's like the Hurt Syndicate.
Hurt Syndicate.
But I
couldn't think of a different name. You had to keep Hurt.
But I've been digging Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin really Shelton's been wrestling his ass off at AEW. And the usual people like, where was this at in WWE? And I'm like, I get it, guys, but like we've been known Shelton to do this. It's just, hey, you work within the confines of what WWE needs out of you.
The confines of it. People want Shelton to wrestle like that all the time. And that ain't gonna happen.
It's like, y'all know how old he is. Like,
that is not gonna happen for Shelton. He's in great shape, but him wrestling 5-star match quality every week is not gonna happen.
Nah.
Also, the one thing I will say is amazing out of that is how much, and I mean this, and this is nothing off these dudes because I want them to get the max of whatever they get.
Mm-hmm.
But hearing that you paid about $10 million to Bobby Lashley is insane to D.
What, AEW?
That is
I didn't know he got 10 million at AEW.
10 million. And MVP got a stack. And Shelton deserves it to me. Shelton deserves his stack, but I'm going to keep it a buck from a dude that plays franchise mode. Why did you overspend? Why did you overspend on them?
You and I both know that has been AEW's bread and butter from day one. They overspend more than what they should.
Overspending your talent like that.
It's the think about it. It's the WCW shit, right? You overspent so much money to get Bret Hart there, which, granted, we know that Hall and Nash were kind of the ones that poked and prod that shit.
Here's my other thing. You could have gotten. No, I ain't going there. I'm glad that they're getting their spot, man. They're getting their time.
I mean, that Swerve and Lashley match was actually pretty good. I ain't gonna lie.
Somebody's asking me like, what about what's Cedric doing right now? He's in NXT right now.
Doing pretty good, actually.
He is in NXT right now, probably having the time of his life. They signed him to that multi-year contract, man. He's having the time of his life, hopefully.
I mean, it sounds like he is from what I'm saying, like, and stuff. So it's like, hey, he's enjoying himself and stuff.
I've heard about Kenny Omega coming back to fight Gabe over in New Japan for the Wrestle Kingdom show.
Yep.
Everybody's hyped about that. Me personally, I'm not, only for one reason. This isn't hate. I really am questioning Kenny in the ring, not his quality.
Because of age?
No, man, it's the fact that you clearly still have vertigo, nigga, and you still trying to wrestle.
Yeah.
And his body is breaking down too.
That's why, I'm kind of wondering why he hasn't been like popping up in AEW like he did.
Oh, that's because you want to have these 80-minute Broadway ass matches for no belt. That's why.
Hey, I tell you what brought a smile to my face. Jack Perry getting his ass whooped by Daniel Garcia. Yes.
Why?
Because fuck Jack Perry. Like, the fact, they've been trying, like, look, I'm baffled that they are really trying to make fetch happen with Jack Perry in such a way ever since that CM Punk shit. That I'm like, I'm just annoyed by it. I don't even hate him, but it's just I'm annoyed by it.
That if you like Jack Perry, you are a part of that cult.
Oh, yes.
And I mean it. Because those are the same people that sat and told me that Adam Cole is in better shape than Kevin Owens. And I'm like, stop talking. You in that's a cult, man. Like, some of that stuff in AEW is straight up cultish. And yes, it's like that in WWE too. It's more really weird and old white guy in WWE. Mm-hmm. But AEW, their cult shit is like, yo, what type of wrestling do you think is real? Like, in one hand, you want these matches to be fluid and be these, like, everybody's doing these unbelievable moves, but at the same time, you want there to be at least 40 1, 2, 3 kick out type of things, and you want all these false finishes and all. Like, I don't know what you're aiming at, but stop it. It's so stupid to me. But whatever.
You ever heard of the I know you might know them. You ever heard of the Costco guys?
The who?
The Costco guys. Big Justice.
Oh,
Rizzler.
Yeah. What? Yeah, I know.
Heard people talk about them. Yeah, I heard people talk about them and stuff, and apparently, like, I know there's social media. I guess there's social media.
It's best you don't look that way. Just walk the other way. Okay. I learned who they were about a week ago, and I wish I didn't care. I wish I did it because what I said, like, oh, okay, this is cringe. I don't care.
But I'm also, at the same time, I'm kind of hitting your side when it comes to Sasha at AEW at this point. I'm on your side with her because I know. It's I was really, because I was watching the match with her and Chris Statlander, and I was like, Chris should have won this match. Why are you keeping this belt?
Yes, I know.
I was just like, why are you keeping the belt on Sasha? She's just, I don't know. It just feels like
she's only had like 12 matches this year.
Yeah,
she's only had 12 matches this year, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not saying it has to be like consistent, but fuck, man, it just feels like
they wanted her to be the female Kenny Omega. They got what they wanted.
Yeah. It was just kind of like,
except Kenny Omega actually deserves a 5-star match every now and then. So
there you go. Yeah.
I can't believe y'all motherfuckers really thought this girl went over there and actually did some shit. She hasn't. I keep telling y'all, man, she ain't that.
Hey, I was
She
keeping
ain't
hope
her.
alive. I was keeping hope alive, and then it's just
She
the more I
ain't
looked,
her.
and you know when
I
it
don't
started.
know how to make that more clear to all of y'all. She ain't her.
You know when it started? It started for me when she beat Willow for the TBS belt, and I was like, oh.
That was actually that was a match I liked. That
And I
was
liked
actually
the
a match I
match.
liked. But I was telling myself right after the way they like, I knew they was going to make Willow more heel after that, and you know, granted, I don't watch AEW like that, but I haven't heard nothing from Willow since then that match.
She's been on what was it though?
Well, on
Not
Collision.
yeah, Collision. Yeah, she's been on Collision. She's been doing a couple of Ring of Honor stuff too.
Can y'all admit it? Collision is where wrestling goes to die. Nobody watches that
Good
show.
matches. I ain't gonna lie. I watched a couple of Collision
Yeah,
episodes. This is good matches.
Dunder had good matches too, Chris. The point is, nobody's watching that show.
That's sick, D. Cause I watched Thunder, but you're right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo,
Thunder and Collision. It's like Thunder and Collision want to be.
Asking me, oh man, you look at I think it was one of it was either WWE Superstars or Main Event. I'm like, what matches? Like, they just show the replays of what happened on Monday Night Raw. They have one or two matches, and the one or two matches they actually show are decent matches. Every now and then, there's one that's like, yo, this is actually a pretty damn good match, and that's about it. I get why nobody gives a fuck about said match. There wasn't no Money Night Raw, wasn't on SmackDown. So you telling me something that happened on Collision was a really, really good match? Therefore, like, fuck out of here. I don't want to hear that match.
I mean, like Thunder and Collision want to be SmackDown so bad, but I think Nash had pointed out the issue with Thunder was like, all right, you do your Monday night Nitro, right? But then like that Tuesday, you're recording Thunder, and then you're wrestling, but you have to account for what happened on Nitro for Thunder, and it's a shit show trying to write for Thunder after what happened immediately after Nitro. And it was just like, he was like, because you remember that period, probably like the last 3 years that Nash was in charge of creative. He said it was just such a pain in the ass trying to write for Thunder because you had to account for everything that happened on Nitro. And Nitro was just such a shit show. And it's just like, and it's the same thing happened with Collision, because you watch Collision, it's like,
I can tell that they, like I said, they give themselves more times for certain wrestlers to wrestle. But that's my thing. Outside of an Athena match, and if Claudio wants to wrestle, the matches are mid to me.
It ain't been good. It's basically dark matches.
It ain't been good since CM Punk left, to be very honest.
Well, so that video you put up about what's his face? Goddamn, those two guys.
Wait a minute, the video put about the Bucks.
Yeah, Young Bucks. I was like, oh my god, because the thing is, I remember you talked about the Young Bucks, but watching that video, I was like, oh wow, I did not. Holy shit! Like, damn.
Like, everything I said about the Young Bucks is what I said. Like, their philosophy of wrestling is very markish, very mark.
They lean into the mark fans more than anything.
Yeah, at one moment a wrestler can't do this wacky shit, but let it be the Young Bucks do it. All of a sudden, that shit. I don't know, man. Whatever.
But anyways, but yeah, that's it for the wrestling world.
I will say that I will add one more thing about the wrestling. I was telling this to my son. It is I found out today that is really the official thing is like the end of next year. Is going to be John Cena's last match, and then a couple weeks later, it's going to be Hiroshi Tanahashi's last match in New Japan. Both of these men are in the area in their eras at the same time, which is very fucking special, and it's really fucking sad that WWE and New Japan couldn't do something where we can get these two in the ring.
I think they might make it happen personally.
They got a year. I don't think they can do it.
They get some deal going out.
I think it matters how John is going to move this shit. We're going to know if John's in it to wrestle. Is he putting on shows, or is what? Because if he wrestles, if he were to wrestle Tanahashi, and I don't know where they would have it at, but it'll be a wrestler's dream.
Mhm.
Everybody would love to see that. Let's just say they will have to do it in Japan. Let's just say they will have to do it in Japan. WWE can't accommodate it for whatever reason. But WWE will take it to the next level and say, if you want to see the match, we got to hear that type shit. But if they were to do that, it will be big. It will be big. I don't know how the match will go.
I'll tell you this one. This is the big Hail Mary one. If they did do it, what if next year at Crown Jewel you get that?
They want to do it.
Even with Saudi money getting thrown into it?
At Crown Jewel, probably. That will be probably your best chance to do that.
Yeah.
But that will be WWE saying, hey, let's use our Saudi money to get the Japanese dude over here just for one night.
Yeah.
And they fight in Dubai or Jeddah or wherever they at. Yeah. That wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
That would probably be the best for on a WWE schedule. That would probably be the best one you can do.
Mm-hmm.
On New Japan schedule, you'll have to do it. That's stupid because they both do.
Yeah.
Because the G1 final and SummerSlam are either on the same week or opposite weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure they're going to book John Cena for whatever SummerSlam match is going to be, and he's going to be at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And to him to go to hop on a plane to go, like, see what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I wouldn't know what it would be, but that's just the dream match. Yeah. That's just the dream match right there. So,
but I want people to know, Dallas having the season that they had. I've been very disconnected with the NFL. I watch, because I got a fantasy football team. Obviously, I keep up with certain games that pique my interest. I'm watching Kansas City do what the Kansas City Chiefs do best, which is basically
play shitty football
and still win
quarters.
Despite them losing to the Bills, they still somehow are like just coming together wins and stuff. But let me tell you something about a season.
Should have lost.
I sat there on the couch Sunday, right? And me and the girl, we were watching. I forgot we were watching on TV. Might have been a movie or whatever, right? I look at my phone and I saw that Dallas and the Commanders were playing. Bear in mind, I was listening to the radio the previous night, and normally in the area, the local radio stations hype up the Cowboys and the Commanders like it's the Super Bowl, right? Didn't hear a peep on the radio about it. And I was like, well, maybe because Dallas has a shitty season, so it ain't going to be hype, whatever, right? I turned on the game, D. It was 3-3 at halftime, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm watching the halftime show, and they're talking, and they're just saying how it was just sloppy ball from, obviously the Cowboys have been playing sloppy ball, but the Commanders was just like, not the field goals weren't getting kicked properly, and just everything, right? Second half hits. Commanders get a touchdown. I'm like, well, there you go. That's how it starts. They're going to end up running the score up. Then they shank the extra point. Okay. Cooper Rush goes down the field. Boom, 10-9. I'm like, okay, the fuck is going on here? And Dallas puts up another point, 13-9. I'm like, okay. Then 29. I'm like, the fuck is going on here?
And that's when I learned that Dallas was up 20-9. I had no idea. I wasn't looking at the game. One dude at my job who's a Commanders fan, just bleeds it. Like, he was quiet. And something should have told me that something was on because he was so quiet. One of the customers come in talking all that shit. Man, the Commanders losing. I just seen two dudes in line. This is their phones. Come on. I'm confused.
I am too. I'm watching the game like, y'all let Cooper Rush look like the greatest quarterback ever? Like, what's happening?
And then, like, about probably 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes later, but yeah, about 10 minutes later, my dad calls. My dad. Now, I'm going to tell you what happened. This is what happened. My mom has been the biggest instigator of Redskins versus Cowboys since she learned that her son was a Cowboys fan. My mom like the Cowboys? No. Does my mom like the Redskins? Oh, fuck no. They traded away Doug Williams. Fuck these niggas for life. That's my mom.
Fair enough.
So my mom probably told my dad, Dwayne, call D and see what he doing. Because I know he happy. I know that's what happened. But anyway, my dad called me. My dad does what he usually do in times like this. Backhanded compliments, which the usual. Yeah, they couldn't do it with Dak. No, Dad, they couldn't do it with Dak. Y'all should be celebrating. We should be celebrating. Yes, we should. Now, why are you happy? First off, Shaw, I'm at work. Second of all, I don't know what's happening in this game. I'm not seeing nothing.
D, I sat there in confusion at this whole entire game, even when they were up. And
So, finally, this is how I should also know that the Commanders was losing. Nobody in work wanted to watch the game. I am probably I think I am the only Dallas fan at my job. I probably am. It don't fucking matter. But finally somebody watching the game. And by the time I'm watching it, Cowboys is up. 1 minute left. What's the face goes back? Homie.
Jay
Homie
Daniels.
for all the Redskins. Quarterback.
Daniels.
Daniels. Yeah. He go back, duck around, hook around, throw it. McLaurin. Bop. Yoink, yoink.
D, that hurt me when that happened. I was like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. We would never hear the end of it if they tied this up and go to OT.
Ooh, what was that? Now, I'm not complaining. Here's the thing. D, are you mad at the Dallas defense? I'm mad at Dallas for multiple reasons.
Yes.
That didn't have nothing to do with it. I'm just shocked because I need people to understand this. If Terry McLaurin was on a better team, he will be probably the number one desired wide receiver in the NFL. I am not bullshitting you.
Before you continue,
this dude is special. He is amazing.
Before you continue, all the talk on Monday morning on all the sports shows is that how the Washington Commanders botched in terms of giving touches to McLaurin, because for as good as he is, he's not getting enough touches. And when you look at the routes, he's like wide open on certain plays. He's like getting, so it's like, why are you not giving him the ball? Like, what's going on here?
Talking about it is weird how he kind of remind me of how Amari Cooper had the problem at Dallas. How he would be either wide open or it's like
he gets the route down to where it's like give it to him.
You know what I mean? It's weird, but Terry McLaurin,
he's really good. He's actually good.
He's really good. I like him, man. He's probably the best person on the Redskins. I like. He's probably my number one player on the Redskins.
When Commanders had you like that at quarterback, Taylor was eating.
So I saw that. I'm like, that's stupid. I get back to work. Game's over. What happened? Who's that dude? Like they did an onside kick or something like that. Like they did an onside kick and ran it back.
It wasn't even that.
What?
It wasn't even that.
That's that. No, Chris. They did an onside kick. No, hold on. I did it wrong. You're right. They missed a field goal.
It's the funniest thing ever because snapped it low, which you snap low, you're fucked.
It low first off.
It's 50-50 on whether it's going to go in at that point, depending on who's holding it. But like as soon as it snapped low, I was like, oh, and I didn't catch it. So I'm sitting back already pissed, like these motherfuckers go over the time. And then when he shanked it, I was like, oh my God.
Now,
oh my
was
God.
It wet outside D? Was it wet outside D? As a person that was exactly 4 miles away from Northeast Stadium, also known as FedEx Stadium, also known as Raul John Maryland. As a person that was exactly 4 miles away, there wasn't no wet grass. Yeah, it threatened it was going to be wet, but it wasn't wet in DC yet. So I'm like, what the fuck happened? This motherfucker shanked two. Was it 3 or 2? 2 of them. Yes, it was 2 of them. Because
three. No, that was actually 3. They missed first quarter he missed the 3-pointer, so he missed that. And then when they came out of the half, he missed the extra point after the touchdown, and this was the 3rd. And it was just the collective silence in that stadium afterwards. It's like, oh my God, he fucked it up for us. And the shitty part about it was when Dallas recovered the onside kick, all my dude had to do was just lay down in his game. He ran in for the touchdown, and everybody was like, cool, but you could have just laid down.
No. I will say this. as a person that as a person that what's the word? As a person that really hates bring it up if there's a rivalry or anything like that. Like it ain't a rivalry to me no more. It is great to know that I can tell those players wanted to kill the other people on the other side. Micah Parsons came back and was like, I'm going to be a problem for the rest of this game. Now, was this a good game played by Dallas? This is the best game they can play. Let me make that very clear. It's the best game they can play, despite what they got. But the game was over, Chris. And here's you and me.
Yes! Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on! Ah! Yes! Yes!
I want people to understand, like, I relish.
That is exactly how
I relish these
Chris
games.
was like, fuck, yes!
Because you don't understand, folks, there's a history of this. When Dallas beats Washington, and it's a close game that's just stupid, it's fun. You remember that game where it was raining outside and Romo won when he threw the DeMarco Murray in the corner and he fell down? That was the sloppiest game in existence. And when they won that, the collective silence in FedEx Field was perfect.
One of the most famous games ever that actually solidified me being a Cowboys fan as a young person was overtime game with the Redskins. This had to be 98, maybe 99.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 99. Third down. They was on the 20-yard line. Troy Aikman got the ball. Pump fakes to the right. Wide open. Rocket Ishmael. Wide open. He bombed it. Rocket scooped it in with one hand and was just pretty much doing this all the way. Rocket Ishmael was a bad dude. He wasn't a great wide receiver, but when you caught it and there was no one in front of him, don't even run.
Stop. Just stop.
Rocket
Look.
Ishmael.
Speaking of, hey. Turpin says, hold my beer. This man dropped the ball, came there, and I'm laughing because I like how
on accident. First off, he hit circle because he did that weird spin, but yet
somebody said he hit the B button the whole time, like.
When you know what you do, when you do this move where you push the joke upward forward so you can truck, but at the same time you doing that, you hit X so you break off tackles.
I laughed so hard. Dropped the ball, picked it up, and it's like as soon as he did that move, and I'm like, oh my god, it's gone, 99 yards, and I'm like that. I got to be honest with you, I felt that was a dagger. Yeah. I felt that was a dagger right there. That like special teams got to be doing laps after that. Like that's.
So, if there's anything I can say, that's funny to me because I thought the Redskins special teams got to Dallas's kick quick.
Oh yeah. They were definitely getting to it.
If it wasn't for that shit at the end and the missed field goals, I would say that their special teams is nice, but obviously that's not all the way. Here's the thing. That the Redskins aren't there yet.
Yeah.
And I say that because this was a beatable game for them.
Oh yeah, they should have won. They should have won.
They should have won this game against the Cowboys. Let's not get mistaken. We're happy that we won. But honestly, there was no reason why the Redskins should not have won.
Especially with the Cowboys giving them the game. They gave them the game.
Twice actually. So, and it shows me that Daniels is still he doesn't have happy feet, but good Lord, man. I hate seeing him run around in the pocket like that, man.
I think teams have quickly figured him out.
Yeah, they kind of
way quicker than normal because normally it'd be like the end of the season they figure you out, but this was like holy shit.
I think the reason why is because you're not that miraculous and special to us. We just gotta see what your tendencies are. You know what I'm saying? What your NFL tendencies are. And I think like I said, I don't think the Commanders are there yet. I think he's not that bad as a quarterback, but they need time, man. I really feel like their defense got embarrassed. That's the best way of saying it. The Dallas shouldn't. No, Cooper Rush shouldn't have scored on you. He shouldn't have not scored on you.
You left
But it
Shoemaker
happened.
open. You left Shoemaker open. When I saw that, because I saw Cooper throw it, I was like, who he damn, that motherfucker was wide open.
And I looked at the play twice, trying to see like who was supposed to was they biting to the play. I'm like, no, they're playing man coverage because they stopped rolling out. They're not following him at that point. Why are they still tucked in like it's about to be a run play? It was just bad. It was just bad.
I would give
the
the Cowboys offense this. I like that they actually just said, "Fuck it, we're going to keep pounding the ball in. Fuck it, we're just going to keep doing it." Because normal circumstances, the past 5 games on their skid, they gave up on the run so quick, and they were just like, "All right, throw the ball," and it's like, yeah, you guys kind of gave up on that shit too quick, really quick. But speaking of which, so the Giants just said, "Fuck it, we're tanking," right? Because they're
done.
He called up DeVito and was like, "You're in, DeVito."
Hey.
Oh, Giants got mollywopped.
They did. They got stamped upon.
Gotta be honest with you, Daniel Jones being a free agent, didn't see that coming. But you know what? I put that on the Giants organization because you failed them. You failed them.
There's something that's shocking to me that Mike Tomlin has been in this league for about 20-something years, and he still don't understand what time management is. You let the Browns do that to y'all in the snow.
First off, sir,
Y'all
you're gonna put some respect on crab leg Jameis Winston. All right, that man was out here cooking. He was cooking. All right, Jameis crab leg Winston. All right, we'll put some respect on his name. He was out there cooking. Had the fucking damn earpiece hanging in front of him and put a dime into the end zone. Just saying, man. God was on his side. Right.
Shut up. God, shut up. Jesus Christ, shut up. The Ravens beat the Chargers and they act like they're the big dogs walking again. The Ravens are so unconvincing to me.
All I'm saying is you lucky you got what's his face as your running back. That's all I'm saying. Like that makes the difference.
and I'm tired of seeing these stat lines y'all keep on putting in front of my face with Lamar Jackson. He's good. He's not great because he puts up 300-something yards and lose all the time.
I'm saying though, what I'm saying what I said we said at the beginning of the season. If you beat the Chiefs, you're going somewhere. If you don't beat the Chiefs, you're back to square one. It don't mean nothing. None of this means nothing.
I don't think they're going to beat the Chiefs. I think the only team that could beat the Chiefs was the Browns. The Bills.
Bills is in the same boat as to me. The Bills and Ravens are in the same boat where they both are teams that got something to prove in the playoffs because it's like all the regular season accolades don't mean shit. Yay, Bills! You beat the Chiefs. Cool. What are you going to do in the playoffs?
And I was mentioning this, and since we're talking about the playoffs, let's just go ahead and just mention this. So far, this is what it looks like. And you know what, Chris? I'm shocked that the Broncos are here. I'm shocked that there are 3 AFC West teams in this shit. But
look,
yeah,
I will say right. This: if we end up getting is the Steelers number 3?
Yeah, that still is in the Chargers.
I feel the Chargers don't deserve to be there, and I feel the Broncos don't deserve to be there. Personally, that's just me.
Yeah, but who's better than them? The Jets. Yeah, I thought so. Shut the fuck up and listen to
Look, sir. We are not talking about throw Rogan and the Jets. All right.
Speaking of which, the Dolphins, the Colts, and the Bengals are still in. I'm gonna tell you this right now: the Bengals ain't making shit. Y'all.
Colts will scrape by.
I don't know if the Colts who's gonna fall out.
No, here's the thing. I feel it's
gonna have to be the Broncos or the
Broncos
Chargers.
Is gonna fall out because I still don't believe them. I don't believe
the Chargers myself. I don't believe the Chargers myself, man. But if I can pick between those two, I'm gonna say the Broncos just for shits and giggles. Bo Nix is an 8-year quarterback in college, and I want him to achieve his dream in the NFL. So, but I feel
that's racism a little bit with the Broncos being there too. You know, that's just me.
I'm gonna say this: I think the Steelers and the Ravens are gonna switch spots. That's about it.
Yeah,
I think the Steelers don't won too many games for them to fall out of not to fall out the playoffs. They're not going to fall out the playoffs. They're already in it, if you ask me.
My dark horse for the Super Bowl, Steelers.
Nah. Steelers ain't gonna make it. This ain't their year.
Russ Dizzle, though.
It's not happening. Stop that. You got a better chance of the Texans surprising us than that shit happening.
First off, fraud alert on fucking CJ Stroud, by the way.
I don't think he's a fraud.
Well, Texans. Let me say the Texans are on fraud.
Texans are frauds, not him.
My bad. I should have clarified that.
I'm gonna look at the NFC, and here's the funny thing about the NFC: there's not too much change up in that.
Vikings,
but
I don't
the thing
believe
that gets me. Well, the Vikings, I don't believe the Vikings for a second. But the thing that gets me is that the 49ers are in 11th place.
Hey, look, D.
Christ on high.
If Dallas is doing bad,
pray for this day.
D. Dallas is doing bad. The 49ers in the same boat like Dallas. Injuries is like kneecapping them the whole time.
It's almost like if you can't win, if we don't win, y'all don't win.
You don't win.
It's like everybody's praying for y'all downfall. I don't know who that person is, but I would like to thank that person.
Now, here's my thing.
Shit.
As much as I'm digging Detroit's energy, who do you think that they will lose to in the playoffs?
That's fun. I think they're not better than the Eagles. I think the Redskins can actually beat them. And I'm being very sincere with that. I think the Commanders can actually beat them. But that's real. It's got to be those two in the NFC East. I think an NFC East team caves their chest in.
Yeah, the Eagles got it and stuff. I feel like they're starting to finally get their shit together. Thank God. Because, which I mean, look, we're 11 games into the season. That's the perfect time to get your shit together. And
I also, I think the teams that are in the NFC, I think that's going to be what's going to happen at the end. They may switch spots, but I think those 7 are going in. I don't see the Bucks or the Cardinals getting in there, to be honest.
See, here's my thing. I feel the Cardinals is going to bump somebody out.
If there's one person
if the Commanders,
I stand by that, and it's going to be the Vikings.
It's either going to be the Vikings.
Fallout is going to be now. I think Green Bay barely makes it.
Yeah, it's just if the Commanders go on their trajectory and they don't get their shit together, Cardinals might bump them out.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I know, but
I don't think the Cardinals are good enough to get in. I think the Bucks can get in. If anybody down there, I think it will be the Bucks.
Yeah,
but I don't think they're good enough. I don't.
The fact that the Rams are even in contention is just shocking to me, especially.
Well, that shows you how drunk this season is.
I mean, my fantasy football shit is just the NFL season is just, like you said, it's just been very weird seeing all the games and people talking about like the nature of like the ratings and how the people are watching the games, but it's just been kind of so close to normal and stuff, which I'm like, I don't think that's a bad thing if the games are close. Who cares?
But it feels good manufactured, and that's the way the NFL kind of likes it for some strange reason.
Stick to the script.
Yeah, make it look like there's something behind the situation. Like I don't get it. Whatever.
Oh, breaking! Commanders put Sebert, their kicker, on IR. It's like, all right, cool. What's funny? There was an article from ESPN talking about how Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre pretty much got mirror fucking careers at this stage, with how Rodgers with the Jets and kind of like how Brett was with the Vikings and shit, and just how that turned out. Which I'm like, yeah, I remember that.
What I hear about a lot of what the one thing I'm hearing about Aaron Rodgers is, no one likes him. His teammates don't like him. He's a know-it-all that knows nothing.
He feels he's the smartest man in the room, basically.
Yeah,
that's the logic, and it's like that's not somebody that works. That can be the leader of a locker room if he feels he knows everything, and it's like,
and I know people see that as like, well, you need to know. Shut the fuck up. No, he doesn't.
Nah.
Do one thing, Goku. That's all you need to do, Goku. You don't need to read a book.
That man sat there and said immunized. What made you think that he's the smartest person in the room? Like, come on, bro.
Like dog, Goku, you do karate moves. That's what you're good at. Kamehameha, that's what you're good at. We didn't ask you to come in here and make a 5-course meal. We told you to be Goku. Save the planet. So in the case of Aaron Rodgers, I don't ask what you're putting inside your body. I ask you to go out there, throw the fucking football correctly, or sit on the bench because you need to. Because guy, you playing like some trash too, bro.
So, D, speaking of which, college football has been deliciously fun to watch.
And
Woo!
I want like first off,
This is
I
fun.
need to put some respect on the team. Kansas started the year ranked. They dropped to 3-6, beat ranked Iowa State, then beat ranked BYU, and then beat ranked
Colorado.
Man. Jayhawks was on the roll, and it's kind of a shame that they're probably not going to go to a bowl. Well, I don't know. They might sneak in and make it to a bowl game.
Colorado sneaking into a bowl game, so you know.
But Colorado fucked up their shit. It's so funny how Kansas fucked up 2 people on that list. Well, 3 people technically, because they took out Iowa State. They busted BYU. And BYU lost 2 in a row, and I'm shocked that they still on this list. But they messed up with Colorado, and Colorado had a chance to get on this, and they would have won. So that fell out.
Yeah, I think Colorado wasn't deserving, honestly, to be in the playoffs. That's just me.
Yeah, I don't blame you on that. It looks like what we predicted actually turned out to be right for the most part, man.
Yeah.
I told you that. I knew Penn State was going to drop a little bit.
Georgia's still in it.
Georgia's still in it. I really, truly thought that the Broncos would have dropped, but they in 4th. The Notre Dame is still there. Notre Dame beat they soundly beat Army.
I hate Notre Dame. I want them to lose so bad.
Oh man. The real shocker to me is Alabama. I feel like they was like, we gotta put Alabama on television just for ratings.
Of course.
We can't have them off television, man. But yeah. I don't think this is final yet. If I'm mistaken, this is not the final board yet, though. But for the most part,
still a lot of shuffling around on.
Yeah, because someone got to do the championship games too. But Oregon still being in first place. I told you they're going to coast in first place the whole time. And Miami, there still might be a chance of Miami losing. So we'll see right there.
We had to talk about. I think I brought it up in the group chat. Tennessee State. What's his face?
Eddie George's team.
Eddie George's team. They're bold. They're apparently they might be able to sneak into the playoffs. Apparently, possibly.
Yeah, they might. Yeah, in the AA playoffs, and that'd be kind of cool story for them because Tennessee State, like a lot of black colleges, just lacked a lot of the funding and all the rest of that. Eddie George, pretty much did what Ed Reed wanted. It's just that I think Ed Reed did it to the wrong alumni. Yeah. Because Ed Reed, he was like, man, what the fuck is this, man? They over here, man, throwing tires on the ground. What type of shit is this? Like, I feel like Eddie did it wrong. I mean, Ed did it wrong, but Eddie George, he really wanted the funding and stuff to really go towards the football team and outright in a good way, in a positive way, instead of having them feel like the university was wasting money and all this shit. And he built a nice little program. Now, I'm not saying it's the best, but it's probably better than the MEAC, most of the MEAC schools. I can tell you that right now, man. But good for them, man. I heard that they have a chance. I don't know if they're in. I think they're in it.
I don't think they're in it yet. I think they will, like, eventually, like, if they keep it up and actually win their division, it's like, oh shit. I think if they beat Montana this week, then it's like, oh shit, they might actually sneak in.
Montana is not an easy school.
Yeah,
not an easy school to play against, man. That's a team that produced at least 2 people that go to the NFL. So and sometimes they be really good players. So so good luck to them, man. They what they did, because Tennessee State's a smaller black college, and just real talk. We don't talk about the smaller college. We don't talk about Fisk. We don't talk about Morehouse, who's actually a small college when you really get down to it. Robert Morris. We don't talk about my dad's college. We don't talk about Benedict College. We don't talk about Shaw. We don't talk about Bowie, none of them motherfuckers, because they're in the smaller division. But it's always nice when you hear something kind of trickle down that, oh, they're doing good. Oh, awesome.
But to your point, though, I was laughing at Oklahoma beating Alabama. I think everybody was like, are you serious?
Alabama's still in it.
That should have killed them. That really should have technically. I mean, last year Oklahoma was like the top team.
Yeah, they ain't got nobody no more. That's what.
I mean, But no, I'm curious to see. I joked that I was like, "Yo, watch Colorado going to end up having to face like Army and stuff, and that's going to be the bowl game. It's going to be like the Lockheed Martin Bowl."
Tell you, man, we and be sure to be right here when we announce all these capitalistic bowl games is going down.
Oh, that's gonna be fun,
Chris. Now I want to paint this picture for you.
Mhm.
You are Philadelphia.
Mhm.
You have no Maxey for at least half the year. Maxey's
Mhm.
out for at least half the year. Paul George just twisted his shit, and he's out for a significant amount of time. Joel Embiid is out for a little bit, but when he comes back, he has already said he's not doing no back-to-backs. What you're looking at in the next couple months is at least 20 to 25 back-to-backs. And that you already know, at least 15, you're going to know at least about 15 of those games, Joel Embiid is not playing. And Philadelphia is currently tied with the Washington Wizards with the worst record in the league right now. So I'm going to say this with full chest. Are you like D when I say
these niggas is cooked?
Yeah, they are. Like at
Yeah,
least
they
the at least the Wizards have an excuse. They're rebuilding. Right.
Yeah.
We're rebuilding, and funny enough, like the games the Wizards have lost, they've been close. It's been close games, even when they played Indiana. Like I watched the Pacers game on Sunday, and watching that game, I was like, all right, the Wizards, they got some good people on their team. Like their bench can actually put some points up on the board, and like I said, it's just the Pacers got some shooters. It just is what the fuck it is.
I saw the game they had against the tournament game they had against the Celtics, which, by the way, Celtics versus Cleveland really exposed Cleveland, and I have to agree with this meme. I don't fear the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is disrespectful as all hell, but still,
the Celtics got Porzingis back, and they cooked the Clippers last night. You were already murdering people without Porzingis. Now you got Porzingis back.
But anyway, the Wizards.
It's a cheat code at this point.
When I saw the Wizards play against them, and the Wizards kept up, Jordan Poole wasn't missing shots.
Jordan Poole was putting the team on his back.
It's so funny that the Wizards have firepower, but they really can't put nothing together. And that's what happens when you got a team with a bunch of rookies and no real solid vets.
Now, I feel they are going to get it together. It's just, I think, because you could tell it's like, okay, they got something, and I think they are going to get it together. It's just they're rebuilding, but it's like it's fun watching it.
It is. That being said, the Wizards are 2 losses away. They about to tip off and play the Bulls game.
Gotta be honest with you.
But I don't know. We're gonna win. I don't think we're gonna win a game in November.
I'm calling it right now. No win November. Oh no, that's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm saying. No win November, but we're gonna beat the Bucks.
I think
I'll take the consolation win.
That's the first. Damn.
Don't matter. That's a consolation win. It's close enough. It's like, yeah, we'll beat the Bucks because
we are 2 games away from us literally going through this November not getting a win.
Here's how sick it is, though. Again,
they got that back-to-back against Atlanta. That's the shit that killed me. I think when we won that back, we got our first back-to-back. It was against Atlanta. I'm like, oh, snap. We beat Atlanta. So that means we lose. Okay. So we get the next game lose. All right. So the next game, we got to blew out that game. Okay.
Now, look on the West Coast side. Golden State has been very surprising, funny enough. But it is interesting. Lakers have been playing okay. Denver, they've been okay. It's again, we're early in the season, obviously, and like I said, you won't know anything till Christmas, maybe, or January, if that.
We won't know. I think as the tournament go, we'll know where everybody at.
I mean, Pelican, Zion apparently, much like Embiid, is dealing with the injury bug, and he's gonna be out for a while.
Saying that he done, and they saying he cooked too.
I don't know. Somebody, I think it was on Gil's Arena. I don't know whether it was about to say Marbury. God damn it.
Rashad McCants.
No, not McCants. What's his face? Other dude. God damn it. Like blanking out.
Jennings?
Huh?
What, Brandon Jennings?
No, play for the Nets.
Oh, Kenyon Martin, bro.
Yeah, Kenyon Martin. I don't know why. I was about to. Yeah, Kenyon Martin. Kenyon Martin was like.
You want to see Kerry Kittles for 2.5
Yeah,
seconds.
I was about to say no. Kenyon Martin.
Keep that horn on that show, D.
God, that's a name I haven't heard in years.
Horn.
Nah, but like Kenyon was
Lucius Harris. I just had to say that name. If y'all know who he is, he was a good journeyman.
Kenyon was like, so maybe he should have just kept the weight because Kenyon's theory was like him losing the weight kind of fucked him up in terms of like how he maneuvers. And that might have been the thing that kind of like spurred up that hamstring injury because of that.
Far be it for me to go against what a professional says in that one. I think it was a combination of he got rocketed up that chain of you're special way too quick for him or whatever. Like I don't even want to go that far with it. I really just think they caught up to his game really quick and he got hurt and he never could recover. I feel like he's not going to recover.
But they also said something too that was funny because it wasn't just him. They were talking about like why a lot of these NBA players are dropping like flies. And Gil was just like, because the way they work out isn't the same as how we were working out. Like we were like a month before the season, we'd be in the city that we needed to be in, working out. And then boom, we out here doing 2-a-day practices on top of working out. So it's like you lost all that fat and then you building up all this muscle and stuff and you are already pretty much ready for the season. But these players aren't doing that because they're just doing body weight exercises and they're just kind of doing whatever in practice and stuff. And it's not like you're not building your body up for the season, basically.
I think a lot of them, I really agree. I think a lot of them just really ain't conditioned for a season. A lot of them are really
conditioning. That's the word, really. It's conditioning.
Yeah. And I wouldn't want to say that. I can say that. I can give it to the younger players because you have to. Everybody younger than us, they're more in tune to their mental stability and playing at the same time. So there's a little bit more weighing on them that was something our generation of ballers couldn't fucking do. Yeah. Every now and then you will hear one dude is like, I'm not playing because they're dealing with some stress and they just want to stop. And that happened every now and then. But you weren't allowed to have a whole week of not playing no NBA or you not showing up to practice and all that. A lot of that changed up. And yeah, it changed up for the worse in some people's cases. Like, it's kind of funny. I can only give Ben Simmons so much. I can only give Ben Simmons any athlete so much leeway with their mental stability. I can only give you so much
guy,
of that
guy.
Because unfortunately, as much as I don't condone that behavior, I turn to Kobe. Shut up.
That's really what it is, because it's like I'm looking at Ben.
Basketball. Shut the fuck up. Get out there and play basketball. That's why I sound very cold when Naomi Osaka was going through that. Like, little girl, if you don't go out there and hit the fucking ball, like, stop. I get it. They calling you all types of things on the internet. If you don't put your phone down and go out on that court and do what you do best.
But see, I can give Naomi a pass, but I'm looking at Ben like, Ben, you're dealing with some mental shit, because how is it that, all right, cool, you don't want to injure yourself, but here's the thing.
The reason I don't with Naomi is because she don't whine, but if she really actually started whining, I'm gonna treat you like KD. Shut up.
But Ben,
shut up and get your ass on that court.
Ben baffles me because when you watch him play, it's like, Ben, dunk the ball. Ben, lay it up. Why are you just dishing the ball when you're right? I think it's just a mental thing that's fucking with him and he don't want to admit.
I actually stand by also. I stand by also that he's doing that shit on purpose.
What, to get out of that contract?
A part of me really thinks is
this the Harden put on a fat suit to get out of Houston shit?
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. A part of me thinks that no, Ben Simmons really is a bust, and he's not as good as he was.
I think he's okay.
He had a
I-
mental
you know.
breakdown, whatever you want to call it, and he
Yeah.
can't play ball no more. I am willing to believe that, but I am also giving credence to the fact that he wants to fuck up out of New Jersey. He wants to go.
I mean, Brooklyn.
So bad. New Jersey, you're right. Brooklyn. He wanted to get out of there so bad. So bad. And I don't think he's ever going to go to a team he wants to go to. His value is
Because
dirt.
who's really going to
His
take him?
value is dirt.
Who's going to take him?
So,
Golden State? I don't think so.
what, you going to get traded to a championship team?
Celtics?
What, you
Fuck
go to
no.
New York?
Celtics?
Going to
Fuck
the
no.
Celtics?
Celtics would have to give up a lot just to get them. And you know the Celtics ain't giving up nobody for his ass.
Man, look.
Wizards? Fuck
Yeah.
no. Wizards don't even want
Ben
that.
to me is in a no-win situation because I think if he was playing that card, he's playing it way too hard.
Yeah.
And I think he already lost.
Yeah, it's really because it's like I think John Sally was talking about him and he was basically telling John Sally, shut up. And I'm like, nah, John got a point, bro. Like, are you really playing? Are you really playing your hardest? Like, and that's a good question to ask because it's like we gave you leeway for these couple of seasons, but now it's like, what's going on with you, dog? Like, what's up? You know,
Man.
and you're probably right. It probably is on purpose. He might just be, you know.
Yeah, but I'm like, it's hard to think that. Like, him disrespecting Kenny is.
Yeah, Kenny. Why I say
What
John
you say?
Sally? Kenny. I said John Sally. I mean,
I
Kenny.
really thought he probably did.
Kenny
say
Smith. Kenny
John
Smith.
Sally. That sounds like some John Sally. But no, yeah, he actually
Kenny
did.
Smith.
He actually said, but Kenny was like, yo, dude, I'm on your side. I'm on your side, you dumb idiot. Like, I'm trying to make everybody understand that I'm trying to level down, trying to make you look halfway good. Like, no, I got 2 rings. You can fuck off with that. Like Kenny, yes, at best was a 79. But let's not sit here.
I didn't even give him an 80. You just said
I'm not
79.
giving Kenny an 80. I love Kenny. I'm not giving him an 80. The Kenny Smith I saw as a kid was not an 80. Okay, but whatever. But still, nigga, I got two championship rings. I'm considered one of the greatest players that played in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck off, dog. Hold on. I'm a North Carolina Tar Heel when that meant something. I'm out of that class of the 80s and of the 80s, man. I came out of North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck is you? So, like, that's disrespectful to me. You can't, and also, I'm on the inside of NBA. Like, I've been doing this job for about 20-something years. I'm
not just a guy that talks.
Like you said, I've been putting you young men over for the last 20-something years on the best NBA show that's on television. Fuck off, man. Like, no, man, that's disrespectful as shit to me. I understand why everybody talks shit, but Ben does that to himself. So,
yeah. Real quick before we go, so Overchecking is out for the Capitals for pretty much a month with a leg injury, which that had a lot of people very sad.
who?
I will say Overcheck, Ovi.
Ovi? Oh,
Yeah, Capitals. Yeah, he's out for a month and a half. So yeah,
he was already doing his old man. You can't stop me bullshit. And I told myself he ain't gonna make it through this.
Oh yeah,
I
so
did say that to myself.
this said he out for a month and a half. I think after you said that, it's like boom, he got injured in the
you
game.
41 years old. You about 40 years old. You 40 if I'm mistaken, bro. Or about to be 40. Stop it.
Bro, let these young players do it. Which, funny enough, even with him out, the Capitals been doing pretty good without him. So that's they're like 14-6 right now.
Well, all right. Well, yeah.
And they beat the Panthers the other night like 4-1. So it's like, all right, cool.
I'm sorry. You're turning 40. You're turning 40 next year. I need you to calm down, dude.
Damn, I forgot he's our age. Shit.
85, man. All the 80, like I was saying, it's really interesting. This generation. I said with the NBA, with the 80s babies that are still in the NBA, that's actually kind of impressive. The ones that are still there, because the ones that are still there are legit, are still the superstars of the league. That's what's so surprising for me. Because when I was a kid, when we were kids, when you were in your late 30s, you weren't a superstar no more. You were a bench player and a 6-man at best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You were a Kevin Willis. You were a Kevin Willis. You were a Robert Parrish. Your glory days were behind you. So to see LeBron doing what he's doing is amazing. To see fucking like shit. The fact that The fact everybody talks shit about Al Horford. We're not talking about the fact that Steph looked like he can go into his 40s playing ball.
Al Horford is still competent.
I think Al Horford's going to retire in a couple of years, though. I don't think he's going to make it a 40.
Al was like, I got my ring. I'll stick around with Boston for a couple of years. I'll take the vet.
I don't think he's going to make it to 40, though. A part of me thinks he's going to make it.
He looked
probably
like
will.
40.
I don't know.
He looked 40.
Like, I can see, well, we're going to see CP make it to 40. We're waiting for LeBron.
Kyrie going to hit it.
I don't think Kyrie is. How old is Kyrie now? Kyrie's like 34 now, I think.
James Harden might hit it too.
Kyrie is how old? Kyrie was born in 90. He was born in 90, but he's 32 years old. I don't think Kyrie's going to stay that long, though.
You don't think Harden?
I don't know. I don't know about Harden. How old is James Harden? James Harden is 35.
Okay.
That is questionable.
Maybe.
I think he will. If he does,
he'll limp to the finish line to 40 and be done.
James stay, it's going to be some pure old man staying behind the arc, one hand bullshit. He's not going to do nothing. I think he's going to strip his game down so much so that he's only out there to score. He's going to and I feel there's going to be a couple dudes that's going to do that. They're just going to turn to Robert Horry for the.
It's kind of like it's like when Vince Carter was still hanging around Atlanta.
Vince was still doing athletic crap that he wasn't supposed to be doing at age 40. That was the problem about him.
I was like,
CP's turning 40 next year. CP's going to be 40 in the playoffs next year, man.
Look, I think we've said it best, man. Sports medicine and conditioning has gotten so much better where you can actually kind of hang around the league for a minute before you decide to hang it up. So
yeah, and it's going to be fun because I know on December the 30th they're going to stop the game and say happy birthday to LeBron, and that's going to be the funniest thing ever. It's really interesting. Like the thing was getting me with LeBron is I'm appreciating that I know in like 15 years we're going to look back on his career like, good Lord.
You think about it,
like insane numbers that LeBron is putting up.
Because here's the crazy part. Like when we think of like old basketball players that stuck around for a while, I laugh because we were kids when the Dream Team was formed and Magic Johnson and Larry Bird were on it, and they were like on their way out the fucking league.
Oldest.
Yeah, I know, right? It was like they were on their way out, and Jordan was like, "Yeah, let me go ahead and get y'all two on this team so y'all can get Olympic gold."
John Stockton looked older than all of them.
And he was like the vet. He wasn't even a vet. I think him and Malone were like 3 years into the league. They were like 3-4 years into the league at that point. So it was like, damn.
No, they were like 5-6 years in the league, but they looked like they were 39. So
now it's like we see LeBron out here doing triple doubles still and stuff and putting up the points at his age. It's like, God damn,
the triple doubles. Congratulations on Russ. Yo,
Russ has been a big
100 triple. That is in fucking insane.
That man, shockingly enough, he's been a decent benefit to the Nuggets.
Oh yes, it's been great. I really feel like if there's a chance for him to get a ring, I don't know if it's going to be this year. We got to see how the
Nuggets play, but like he's been a pretty good addition to them and stuff. And that was funny because somebody was talking about like a lot of the players that have a shot in terms of like having the pieces around them and stuff, because you can't one-man army. You need the pieces and stuff. We look at Boston, they got their two superstars, but they got pieces around them to make them what they are. You look at, like I said, Nuggets, they got pieces around Jokic to make that team work. And they were saying the reason why Embiid is never going to win because he doesn't have any fucking pieces around him to make it work. It's just him being one-man army.
And I go a little bit
Maxey,
further than that. I think his whole game is predicated on him being one-man army.
Which sucks because it shouldn't be. Which
is terrible for his game. Because here's the funny thing. We have seen people try to do that one-man army shit and it doesn't work. It never works.
AI did it and it didn't work for him.
It didn't work for him. We seen Jimmy Butler do it, and when he really
put the team on his back,
he really needed it. And not that they fault, but nobody's scoring like Jimmy. Ain't no like even if Tyler Hero had a hot game, he's only going to give you so much.
Mm-hmm.
So we
you need pieces.
We would have seen AD burn himself out doing this shit. If he wasn't on the Lakers, we would have had to seen him a couple times burn out.
I mean,
And it's really sad for AD because everybody talks about the nigga's a fucking unicorn, and it would be sad if he would have never got a ring.
I mean, that's the reason
He
why
had to have somebody around him. He has to.
that's the reason why the Knicks work as a team now, because it's a team. It's like it ain't
They
just
are working
Brunson.
out. They are working out a lot better than I thought they were. I still think at the end of this, the Timberwolves are going to do better. But I'm presently surprised that Cat going over there didn't destroy nothing. It just actually kind of made them more solid.
Yeah.
And I want to see how it works out for the season, works out for the Knicks. But I could see them getting to the championship, the Eastern Conference Championship, not making to the championship. But I want to see how good.
I'm with you on the fact that I don't believe the Cavaliers. I still maintain it's going to be the Knicks or the Pacers that's going to give the Celtics like a run for their money a little bit.
I think it's just going to be the Pacers. I mean, not the Pacers. It's going to be the Knicks. I think it's just
going to be Knicks. You don't think the Pacers are going to do it? Because I think the Pacers could do it.
I don't like the Pacers as far as them being the ones to. I don't think it's going to be them.
Their flow, I still maintain their flow of how they do things does disrupt.
They remind me. They're like Oklahoma to me. They're like Oklahoma City.
I believe in Oklahoma. I believe in them.
I don't think Oklahoma's going to beat the Nuggets. Shit, I don't even got them beating the Lakers when it matters.
That is true.
And I'm not saying that the Lakers can beat them. I don't think the Lakers are going to even make it to the playoff. Well, I don't know.
No, they're in the playing spots at this
so
point.
far. But like I said, I don't see them. I put it this way, I just don't see them getting far. I don't. At least for right now.
Yeah. Speaking of which, real quick, college basketball is also starting up. I keep forgetting that because it's like a cluster of all these sports that fought up in the fall.
The only thing I know that I've been seeing was the Maui Invitational.
Oh,
and
I was about to talk about that.
I've been watching that on and off though.
Oh, the big story out of that: Connecticut lost to 2 unranked teams.
Beautiful.
Memphis and Colorado.
Good.
That is hilarious. It's like, damn.
Good.
Close games too, by the way.
The one game I did see the other night that was pretty damn good, and I meant to actually put it up. This dude was on TikTok was talking about Patriot League games. Mm-hmm. And good Lord, Patriot League makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Nothing wrong with GW.
I'll play the clip next week. Next show, man. But the clips coming out of the Patriot League is some of the worst basketball ever. But it's like, dog, that's amazing.
Hold up, is George Mason in the Patriot League? Or is it George Washington?
GW is. I know.
Yeah, GW. Okay. I know Mason. Mason
is. I'm not really sure if Mason is. I think they are.
Once upon a time, kids, Maryland had to go through the gauntlet of DMV teams in the NCAA championships, and it was hilarious. It was a big boost for the DC area, even though it was like Maryland's gonna dog walk these goddamn teams. It was like they had to face George Mason, Georgetown, and George Washington like back to back to back. It was like the weirdest like the stars aligned thing ever of like. How the hell did this happen this year? Like, all right, cool. That's great. And then after that, they had to face Duke and they won. And it's like, thank you. You finally got over that hill, Maryland.
Patriot League is Bucknell, Holy Cross, America, Army.
Yeah, American.
Boston University, Leona, Navy, Lafayette, Lehigh, and Colgate. Some, like I said, this
American University. I forgot about that.
East Coast. The East Coast teams like a motherfucker. One last thing before we get off. Shout out to this Dutchman. This nigga Max Verstappen coming in 5th place. Coming in 5th place at the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Nigga, you know it's bad when all you had to do was just get in a place higher than your rival. That's all you had to do. All he had to do was beat Lando Norris. He didn't have to beat nobody else in that race.
Just had to beat Lando.
And he beat him, and he solidified the championship by mathematics. Max Verstappen has won his 4th championship in F1. And on some real shit, good for you. This is the last time he's touching that shit, because the last half of racing this year was Red Bull getting fucking power drive. They have not won a race since the springtime. And because Max was so far ahead of everybody,
It's like you won by
Everybody
default.
started beating him, and all he had to do was just mathematically not run his car into a wall. That's all he had to do. As long as he didn't crash, he was going to do something because he's going to win points on his car no matter what. It was so funny though. This Las Vegas Grand Prix this year was a whole lot better, actually a whole lot more entertaining. But the one thing that got me though was Max was like in fourth place, and then you see Lewis Hamilton pull up behind him, and Max when he won race, Max was like, "You got it, nigga. You got it." Like when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, Max is not racing. Max already knows. All I gotta do is stay in fourth place.
Yeah, I'm Gucci.
Won."
Again, I'm Gucci. I don't have to do
That's what
nothing.
made me laugh because the winner of the race was George
Russell.
Russell, and Lewis Hamilton was in second place. I
Mhm.
was like, wow, look at that. Mercedes. They got like 3 more races, and that's the end of the season. And that's when chaos starts again because Lewis Hamilton goes to Ferrari, and Ferrari is going to have to find a way of not shitting itself in races. But
Yeah.
we'll see. But yeah, that's all I had. That's all.
Yeah, that's it for Working Title Sports Show, folks. Yeah, we'll definitely be back for more shenanigans and this shit show of an NFL season. That's gonna be.
I think when we come back,
Oh, Thanksgiving game. The Tank Bowl of Tank Bowls, Dallas and Giants. Dun, 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 dun,
we
dun.
better win that game.
I mean, it's Danny DeVito. I say Danny DeVito.
Danny
Tommy DeVito.
Don't say that. DeVito will have a reason to show up. All of a sudden, we learn that he has family in Texas and shit. You know how they love doing that to us. They love doing that to Dallas every year.
Tommy DeVito always wanted to be a cowboy, but he became a Giant.
Now he's playing against the Cowboys. There's always some bullshit they do that to us, man. I hate that. But yeah, but anyway, we see y'all next time, man.
Peace.
Peace. You know they